You ever wonder why you feel so good after getting a tattoo? And why you might crave them for some time after you get one? The tattooing process has your brain surfing this river of happy neurotransmitters. Dopamine, adrenaline, norepinephrine, serotonin, endorphins, all flowing through your beautiful body. These impacting how you feel, how you process the pain, and it gives you a nice little high as well. Oh, but the magic of tattoos doesn't stop there. Science has shown that when you get multiple tattoos over time, it helps everything from your self-esteem and confidence to how you cope with stress and even your immune system. And so much more. Now, how do I get my insurance to pay for them? So we all know someone with some fairly robust trust issues and might from time to time jump to conclusions, right? Could never be me. Anyway, this reminds me of something I learned in school last year. Our brains are constantly making these little mental shortcuts to help us get through our lives easier. See, they're helpful in some ways and harmful in other ways because they often sacrifice accuracy for speed. This is where some of our biases come from, or why we can believe things that aren't totally true sometimes. Or how you can drive home and barely realize you drove 3 miles, or why you have the best brainstorms in the shower. You know what I mean. So that said, chill the fuck out and stop overthinking. All of us chronically single folks, and many who aren't, probably know that loneliness can really fuck with your brain. But how? Chronic loneliness initiates your body's stress response, releasing cortisol and epinephrine. This happens in lots of situations, but with the cortisol cranked up so high for so long, it dysregulates the body's inflammatory system and tells the immune system to just start healing shit. Like any shit, just fucking heal it. Dealing with that for extended periods of time is bad news for your health. And what's really incredible is that chronic loneliness can even be seen in our cells and looks similar to the cells of those who live in poverty or with PTSD. Yeah, one study found that chronic loneliness can increase a person's chance of dying by 26%. Oh, I could go on and on about chronic loneliness. But no worries, guys. Valentine's Day is only once a year. Okay, I don't know who needs to hear this right now, but go take a nap. Really? Are you studying for a test? Practicing for an audition? Trying to get a dance routine down? Yeah, go ahead, take a nap, I promise. Shut up. Sleep, whatever the fuck that is really important for a lot of reasons. Your brain is doing some incredible shit in the background when you sleep. It's sorting and filing and saving all of the stuff you're trying to master in just the right part of your brain so you can retrieve it more efficiently later. Your brain even knows sometimes what you might need to know for later on, and it picks just the right spot for that, but after a nap. So go ahead, get some rest. You're going to feel and look a lot better. Hey, do you ever wonder why it's so hard to get out of bed on a cloudy day? That's real. That has to do with blue light or high energy visible light. That's the shit that comes from the sun, but also from your TV monitors, computers, tablets, your phone, fluorescent lighting. Yeah, it plays a really important role in your sleep-wake cycle. And when you're exposed to more of it, it makes you more awake, but when you're not exposed to it, it makes you just wanna... And this is why they say to put away your electronics at least 30 minutes before bed, and also why artificial blue light, like those lamps and stuff, can help you wake up and be more alert. Oh. So yes, please take care of your eyes and go get some rest. Why is it so hard to get out of bed on a rainy day? In 60 seconds or less, can I do it? Let's go! Pause to catch up at any time. Our bodies have this incredible physiological reaction to rain. It blows my mind. So on rainy days, you get an increase in water vapor and a decrease in air pressure. Together, that lowers the oxygen levels in the air, and it just makes your brain wanna... On rainy days, you get an increase of negative ions in the air too. So this boost of negative ions can really help our nervous, cardiovascular, and respiratory systems and help us feel more relaxed. Also, yes, as you imagine, the rhythmic pitter-patter of rainfall tricks our brains on this weird unconscious level to just relax somehow. And on top of that, the absence of high energy visible light not coming through the clouds to reach your beautiful body. You know, blue light. You should check out my last video on that. Your body thinks it's time to rest in the absence of blue light, so I did it! How did I do? Are you trying to get some rest right now? Maybe go to bed? Well, here's a little known fact to take your mind somewhere else. The human gastrointestinal system was once studied in a man with an open GSW to the stomach. They watched the journey of the food through this man, live, through a partially healed wound, for months. Looks like neither of us are sleeping.
Stitch this with a fact so ridiculous you didn't believe it until you looked it up yourself.
Oh, I suffered with this knowledge long enough by myself. Apparently the ancient Romans really had a thing with urine. Like, they loved to pee. They sold it because they used it for things like tanning leather, making gunpowder, bleaching their clothes, and even whitening their teeth. Looks like neither of us are sleeping. The way my brain worked as a child was just because through my entire adolescence, when I would be hanging out with the girlfriends and everything, and we'd be looking at our favorite singers and people in those little teen magazines, I would always point out, like, you know, whatever actress that I thought was really, really pretty and just like start melting all over the page. My other friends in the room would be like, oh yeah, you know, she's really pretty, but you know, Aaron Carter. And to that I said, cool, very much so. But look at her! And they would be like so nonchalant about how gorgeous this actress or singer or whoever it was. And I was like, okay, y'all are just a bunch of fucking liars. All of you hoes, liars. And that was my first lesson on false consensus bias. I just assumed everybody else was just as gay as me.